Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick.
Dazzle.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve
Welcome back,
time.
guys, to Join Delay's coverage of WePlay Season 3. Once again, we're a little bit behind schedule, but luckily, 3:22 p.m. here in Germany. Time to start a game. SCA Dota continue Trust up against Starring. This is the end of the doubleheader. We'll start heading into CIS games, West, and I think we have some NA games tonight, but I'm not 100% sure. But the draft has begun.
Dire team
Heroes
pick.
have been picked and banned, and I've also introduced co-caster Ryu. Sounds like the Ebola's gone. Oh, what are you doing?
Radiant team pick.
I only cough like one every 2 hours, 3.
Are you counting?
Pretty much, man. I was still kind of bad like 2 hours ago or so, where I had a lot of snot, and then I got it all out of my system, and I've feeling a lot better since then. You know, one big heave ho, and it's all gone or something.
10
But
seconds
yeah, it's actually
remaining.
3:22 right now. I was gonna talk about the time, but
5
I think
seconds
it's
beat you to it.
remaining.
3:23 now.
I
But,
already said it was 3-2 when I did my introduction.
I know.
Reserve
I
time.
wasn't sure if you said the 3:22 or if it was 3:20 or 4:20. I couldn't hear. I thought you said 3:20 or something. Okay, I'm glad you did that. I was gonna reference it to the 4:20 as well. That you're probably gonna do that frickin' for the next game too, Derka. Jeez, you're just a meme lord.
We don't have. There's no 420 game. This is the last game SCA. Then we have like an hour break, something like that. Then we go into CIS, I believe.
That's at 5 or.
Game is at 5 p.m. CET. That's in an hour and.
This game
35.
needs to last a very long
Radiant
time.
team ban.
No,
An hour and a half.
no. I have a meeting in between games, so
What? You have a meeting? Oh,
Yep.
You're not important. Come on.
Excuse me, I'm very
What?
important.
Oh wait, I didn't say that out loud. Sometimes
really?
my mouth just.
10 seconds
Your brain
remaining.
is like mouth open. Chords make noises. Yep, there we go. Just
5 seconds
ramblings.
remaining.
But draft so far, I'm gonna do the heroes, and you can do the analysis. This time, do it how
Oh,
it's meant
damn
to
it.
be. How it's meant to
Reserve
be.
time.
Urian, Pyramid, bye-bye.
Dire
The nasty
team
split
ban.
pushes, the stupid annoying laning heroes, Gyro, Void, and Viper. Again, just irritating heroes to deal with in the lane, while Batrider Venge, the initial pickup there, good opener. Hero that deals with Batrider decent taken along with guy riding on the big old Bertha, while Dazzler Night Stalker.
10 seconds
For
remaining.
me.
I just touched a little bit, like you said. Venge picked up at the same
Radiant
time as
team
Batrider
ban.
because you don't want to have that counter. At the same time, they do have their own counter now, in the sense they kind of have two. I wouldn't say Dazzle's a very good one. Dazzle's decent in the early game stages, but later on into the game,
10
you can just
seconds
pull away the
remaining.
enemy too fast, and Grave's not going to be in time. But Night
5
Stalker, on the other
seconds
hand, if
remaining.
you have a really good start, get maybe up that Ags, get a gym, you can definitely
Reserve
get,
time.
as well as the levels, you can definitely take away all the vision that Rider is trying to give you in the initiation. So Night Stalker can deter and act as the other initiator tiring. So all in all, I think not too weird. Everything all considered. Maybe you could see a Chen instead on Taring instead of the Dazzle, and I would be okay with that. But I don't think we see that much Chen though in the SCA region, and I don't know. I don't know why that is.
So a little bit from like Mesky and
Dire
TNT,
team
I want
back.
to say we saw like one game each of them playing Chen, but it hasn't been very popular. Like, especially after the Chen nerf, feels like people have kind of just gone, hands off the Chen. It has been banned a couple of times in like the second phase, but heroes
Radiant
like
team
OD,
pick.
Death Prophet, Faceless Void, Beastmaster we've seen a lot, not to, but these heroes have been very pop picks Southeast Asia.
Right.
Trust got demolished by it the other day, honestly. I think they've realized OD is a super strong hero. Let's pick it up and.
What's a really good counter to two of these heroes right now is a Nyx Assassin or a Taring. It
10
wouldn't be that
seconds remaining.
all too weird to see
Too bad it's
that.
banned, huh?
Oh, I banned. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah,
I just saw it too. I was like, oh, that can't work anymore. So what else is there to really do?
Reserve time.
Normally, if you don't have the Nyx Assassin, a good BKB hero is the counter to OD here into the game. He basically becomes useless, or you need to have a sheep stick on him, or as a good swap or a Bat Rider Lasso to one of the targets. But what else can really toe-to-toe with OD? You don't necessarily need to do it now, but Lena does fairly well, I want to say, against OD. You can definitely stun him a lot of times. That's
Dire team
and
pick.
now Signature.Trust. What else do they need? They need. Well, that's a really good hero. I'm
Radiant
really
team
surprised
pick.
that maybe Taring didn't go for it, but pairing Oracle with Dazzle kind of don't have any catch. So
Yeah. Trust have taken the two big heroes that are super good against Batrider, right? Oracle and Venge. Two kind of hard counters take
Yep.
it themselves, and now they can look towards, a hard carry here for the kills. Actually utilize the defensive positional spells of Vengeful Spirit and Bat.
10
Oracle's
seconds remaining.
kind of abilities as well. I mean, he likes his Morphling, he
5
likes his
seconds
Spectre.
remaining.
Gyrocopter, obviously banned out, no longer in the game.
this is a good
Reserve
Slark
time,
game.
10
Normally,
seconds
I'm
remaining.
hesitant for Slarks because normally they won't get enough
5
done. But
seconds
against the
remaining.
Bat Rider, I think Slarks are the best, and against an OD, really well too. But that's
Dire
going to
team
be
back.
maybe for later, but instead they're going to get a good razor old pickup here for the OD. Probably should have talked about good heroes against OD, or what we used to see all the time in the olden days was Viper and Razor. One was banned out, and then so now we get the good old Razor
Radiant
here up
team
here
back.
for him. But Signature, like you said, both heroes need to have a carry here. I kind of like the PL ban too.
How do you feel about Weaver? Even though there is silence from Night Stalker, a Weaver for Trust, I feel.
10 seconds remaining.
Juggernaut is screaming at me the
Oh, that's
most,
true.
but
5
that's just for
seconds
clearing
remaining.
out the Darkseer ions. It's going to be constantly harassing, as well as, this potential for a Night Stalker. And
Dire
then that's why
team pick.
Juggernaut ban. So now you have to really go back and think. The PL ban was kind of good too. Like PL for the side of Signature could be decent, but then you have a lot of farm to be had on your team, right? Bat Rider needs to farm Best Blink, PL, OD.
It's more about choosing a Lakel's hero. Because his
else?
hero pool is what we've seen in
10
competitive play
seconds
relatively
remaining.
small. The Morphling, the Spectre, the Gyrocopter. I'm
5
pretty sure I've seen him
seconds
play
remaining.
Weaver. That's pretty much it. A Razor from time to time, but obviously that's
Reserve
up by
time.
Taring. There aren't many heroes out there.
Is still decent in this situation. Can only really die if Night Stalker kind of catches him out.
Got Venge and Oracle to try and save him up as well. And this is what I like about this support duo. They offer a decent amount in like laning and zoning, and Roman gank a tiny amount on top of this. Defensive and aggressive posture that they offer you. You're in laning stage and then going into these game team fights.
Yeah,
There's a
you
lot of
really don't understand how tanky Venge is until you face a Venge. The hero is certainly tanky and survivable, and one stun can, set a lot of things, kills or treats. So it was definitely very strong, and Oracle's. We've
Yeah.
already seen it.
Yeah, Lakel's Medusa. Come on. Show me the money. Oh, no.
That'd be your 60-minute game, which you won't be getting your
Radiant
meeting.
team pick.
He said though, Spectre earlier, one of his heroes. Good call there.
Left for Taring. Got some decent mid-game fighting here between the Darkseer Razor, Night Stalker roaming around. Night Stalker Darkseer dual lane up at top be okay, I guess. They can farm that camp offside with Iron Shell. It's going to be like
Ember
a
or
dazzle
Slark.
pairing.
100%. One of the two.
10
It's
seconds
really
remaining.
both the heroes are amazing with the Darkseer synergy.
5 seconds
So many
remaining.
things better here though.
I think, like you said, Slark to deal with a
Oh.
Batrider, but a Terrorblade. Okay.
Airblade against Odie is god awful. I don't know.
I mean,
What
Arcane
do
will
I
clears
know?
through his illusions. What? Does Santi's Eclipse destroy illusions as well?
Yes.
Does,
One
right?
shots them.
Yeah.
Pieces of garbage. Just annihilates them. Really, I really don't know how to think about it. At the same time, Tarring, their draft last time, it didn't scream out to me like it was very, very scary. And look at what they did. They got so many early game aggression and pickoffs that they can still do that this game, right? Darkseer Night
10
Stalker can do that.
seconds
Razor
remaining.
can put a lot of pressure on the OD mid. Airblade get a lot of
5
towers
seconds
early on
remaining.
if he's left alone to his own devices. So I will reserve my judgment. See, considering how well they played last game.
Find out. I'm not sure that they can completely outplay the lanes like they did in the previous best of one.
I don't think so either.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible. Ben on the Terrorblade. Yamate with his golden crown, the Razor. 343 Dazzle again, and over on that off-lane Darkseer. But it's Ling's Night Stalker that really has to kind of keep the lanes held together. All where we see Bouncer really fulfill quite nicely the roaming from lane to lane and just making sure that the off-lane gets a decent amount of experience and farm, zones out the supports from shutting out the Darkseer a hell of a lot. Look at the actual supports that Trust have. Jab can buy boots and go down to bot freely. Stop him. Dazzle, not really going to zone him out a lot. The Terrorblade, not a great hero. I've got that Metamorphosis up.
I think though this is this is things you don't really think about that much, but against a Batrider in this situation, Reflect plus Poison Touch, you might even see him get 2 in it. They can chase down the Batrider very easily as long as you have those slows both up, and it'll be first blood as long as he's got Metamorphosis. Batrider still needs to be a little bit careful considering you don't normally see that Poison Touch, right? And you're normally not used to going against a Terrorblade and his reflection, so you need to be a little bit careful on the slow stacking. But yeah, you're right. Batrider should be able to get a lot done in this offlane still. Can easily Firefly, pull creep waves, and get a lot done. And yeah, my pro is going to have his work cut out for him going against the Razor mid lane. Very curious to see how the matchup go. OD should get pumped. We should take a look here. I think the biggest thing right now is Astral Prismament, 22-second cooldown versus Link, 32 seconds. So you're going to have this 10-second window gap for OD to maybe get something done, times it properly, but still every time Static Link's going to give you at least 7 or 14 damage, so you have to be kind of cautious about that too.
So in your view, win that 1v1 pretty heavily?
I'm not going to say as heavily as it once was,
But he's favored.
because yes, but I still think it should be, say, 15 CS to 10. Something
Okay.
along those lines. 15 CS as well as maybe like 7 denies to like 10 and 2 denies. Yes, he should get crushed a little bit on the EXP and the gold, but all in all, OD should still do, I think, relatively okay. Just because of the cooldown, the cooldown of Static Link was changed, so. On the hill. Ice on the hill.
Not
Oh, there's
planting
actually a
hubs
vulture
yet.
here.
Yeah. Vulture standing on the post. I did in the previous game, he waits up here, plants the Observer Ward a little bit later on. Oh no, sorry, that was Execration.
That's
Did
the
that.
Execration.
Stand on though, just give that good vision. There is here Lakels and Mikasa, both ready to top rune spot. In fact, all 5 Trust ready up here. Fight Yamate. Like Night Stalker, Razor plus Darkseer, level 1 fighting.
30
Okay,
seconds to
got a
battle.
lot of damage with the iron shells. They're pretty tanky, pretty guys. But if they're walking into these, heroes that just disable you and lock you down between the Oracle and Venge, I'm not sure they've got enough.
I think who's stronger right now? It's definitely Taring. Yeah, the only way they could lose this fight is Bat Rider was there, giving 4 or 5 stickies. So
Yeah, I was looking at it as if it was like a 5v3,
The
but
battle begins.
3 heroes very strong. And look at the Trust guys,
Bottom
back
lane
themselves away.
is in.
Terrorblade gets bounty rune. Reflection down, he'll slow them a little bit here, but Astral place, it looks like Ben is pretty dead. He'll try and run himself away, but Sticky Napalm is getting stacked up. Oh, 3-4-3, Shadow Wave. Alive for now, Fairy Fire to heal up as well. The body block's coming through, and Trust have committed
so
to this.
much waste of time.
Like the lane has met mid, and Yamate's just like, well, my ground's mine. I'm gonna stand up here and get myself some last hits.
That's just very bad news. They also sent. Night Stalker might have known there was a ward on the hill. But he's going. I mean, this is a good thing about Night Stalker, right? He's already started off with boots. He's roaming around, causing the supports to do basically nothing right now. Darkseer, and they just be stacking. This is actually a big misplay, I think, from the Darkseer right now. Oh, are they gonna kill Night Stalker here though?
Oh, I'm not sure. Look at Yamate comes in with a Link, and MyPro's gonna lose all of his damage. It's a big drain here from the Razor, and Ling will die to first. Vengeful Spirit Magic Missile secures that one. Fate now being chased, but Yamate cannot secure a kill. Level 2, he went unstable
Doesn't he
current.
turn around and hit him?
What's the last hits? Meanwhile, bottom lane, Bat Rider gets a kill on the Dazzle.
I mean, it's just going to show you he was forced to start off with this heal, and he's only level 1. So he's just playing really too aggressive. It's kind of sad to see. If he had that poison touch, I am almost might have been the second blood.
Had to go for that heal because the Terrorblade's moved to Bounty Rune.
Lane though, gonna get a void
Oh,
off.
not enough. 20 health, and Fei Mao will get away because of the body block from Lakel's. We're looking at an off-lane Night Stalker, jungling Darkseer kind of thing. Picking up this large camp a couple of times, cleared through it, takes top as well. Weird, but back to your point about Darkseer not going into that 1v1 against Spectre. What do you think the reasoning there?
I have no earthly idea. I am just as puzzled as you are. So I disagree with it early right now. They're going to be static linking, draining up. He's already got 38 damage on midnight. So this static link is causing so much problems. And with him having the unstable current, he's going to always have, at least 2 or 3 stacks of the static link. It's going to be very hard for the OD situation. That's why you see the Venge kind of roaming up here. But it's really... I just don't agree with it at all. They're not putting any pressure on the Spectre. And as you see, 13 to last hits, 10 to 9s. It's... Why pick a Darkseer even if you're not even going to put it in the offlane?
Yeah, Razor 15 and 5, the OD 6 and 1.
Saw that one coming.
Bro, definitely getting outdone here in the middle lane. Nice Stalker, get himself a lot of experience. He found a little hidey hole to get himself away into, not being forced out by the Oracle. Darkseer. I mean, farming jungle. He's getting a lot of value out of this jungle, honestly.
You should just go Iron Talon.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. But I swear the whole point in Darkseer plus Night Stalker lane, force 2 supports to be there. So you've got like Venge and Oracle, they have to be top to protect the Spectre from dying to the double Iron Shell. And
It's kind of making me mad too, just thinking about it, right? Like,
because then it forces a 1v1 for the Razor OD mid. Oh, the salve is cancelled out. Oh my pro, this lane just gets worse and worse for him.
Denied.
it's just at this stage of the game, you weren't there for the first wave really, and you got back and it was kind of too late. And it's just so much pressure the Razor's putting on. As kind of answers my question, 20 CS to 11, I guess that's where you should be expecting. It's a good read on kind of how dominant the lane.
It's a little bit skewed. Like, I think your original kind of projections were a little bit better, like the 50-10. fact that OD
Dire's
did not
bottom
have a
tower
great
is
start.
under
Didn't get
attack.
bounty rune, didn't get himself to lane quick enough. You know, lost out on a little bit of wave.
No. Bot, top. Oh.
Top or bot? Bot or top? Nice walking down a bot. Oh, yep, there we go. Jab, one punch, dead. Down he goes. Ling. Roaming Night Stalker now, no longer off lane.
We literally waited there for 20 seconds. Okay, well, they're putting up the gank middle lane here now,
Can I kill
finally.
it? Yamate has 1 point, 2 points, Puzzle and 3 stick charges. He turns to try.
Dire's
Rain as
bottom
much damage as possible by Pro. Hansel tries to TP in. Ling wants to kill off this D, but it's not going to be there fast enough. Very Fire, as well as an Oracle sitting behind him.
Rotation coming in, finally shutting on the Razor. And, you know, with just that one gank, Cody's basically back up there. This is going to be good for him. Still hurting, however. Last hits. Carry out of South. Has no mana now. So, it's looking like a rough landing stage for him, but if he can get to that level 6, if he can start draining the mana of Yamate, he could start having, you know, a good time here, but he's going to have to hope for some lucky. Estazor is here.
Look at Lakel's up at top. Health. We've not seen a Vanguard Spectre in a hell of a long time. Like the Batman build, which has kind of taken over pubs. Similar to what we used to see from that Wraith King build. Builds nowadays is pretty much being phase earn, like a Yasha, then a Radiant, something along those lines. Around going into that Vanguard, the old school build, as my Pro is caught at bottom lane. Got an Invis rune. Be okay for now. Ling.
Bottom.
To continue chasing across, you're right, the Spectre did haunt himself in to try and kill off Ben. Succeed in that.
I don't necessarily know if he's gonna go for the. So, something to think about though is it's Vanguard or drums. So what does he think he needs more this game? You're obviously gonna have to start out with a Ring of Health because you're going against the Darkseer. If you're not, then you potentially can go for, like you're saying, the phase boots, as well as into, you know, earn drums, then get your Radiant. So with this game, he's kind of feeling like, well, I already have this Ring of Health, might as well transition into something. And Vanguard, I think Vanguard is a really good item now. I think it's definitely underrated in this patch, just because it automatically gives you 100% damage block of 32. I'm not gonna say it's overpowered, but I think it's a good item overall where it is right now. Upgrade, it's not gonna be that useful this game.
Still waiting for the day. Still waiting-
Vanguard's useful.
No, when Vanguard is disassemblable. That's a word. You know,
Disassemblable.
disassemblable. You know, if you think like Vanguard, it's a pretty good item on kind of late game heroes that want to tank up, especially Agi heroes that just want, you know, maybe regen for the laning stage, get themselves through the initial 20-25 minutes. And then they're like, well, I have to sell this item, which I spent, what, 2,050 on? Instead, maybe disassembling into something like, you know, the 7th slot refresher with the Ring of Health, that would be pretty cool. But mainly I'm looking
The
at the
hearts,
hearts.
too.
The
I
heart
think the
from the
bigger-
Vitality boost. Big one.
Oh, no. Really good idea. It would bring back the item, I think, a little bit. I was kind of theory crafting crazy stuff, but considering the hero isn't really good, and I still think you should probably go drums over it instead. You know, think about Dragon Knight with a Vanguard. Pretty absurd, but you're not going to have the initiation of a Shadow Blade or a Blink Dagger. You're not going to have the movement speed that you would get from the drums, and you would just be this huge beefy ass tank. And I was thinking about it a lot during the new patch, and it just doesn't work out because you just need the mobility and stuff. But it's just funny because of how much like HP regen and armor he has, though. And then on top of that, you have this Vanguard. It kind of feels like he's immortal. But at the same time, like I said, mobility is still a key factor in Dragon Knight, and also the laning stage too, right? Like Dragon Knight is gonna get crushed by Razor, OD. Basically, any hero that goes mid should be able to crush K if he's not constantly bottle throwing or getting runes. I just wish I would see more of that hero. Kind of miss him falling off. They're back. Jab says, "Let's go." He's sorry.
Vanguard's
And,
still pretty good with dispersion, even though Wells hasn't leveled dispersion yet, though. But I always
yeah.
remember back to when
Oh, you got it. There you go. Wish. Man.
Yeah. I always remember back to when AUI used to do these kind of articles or like explanations behind item choice. Back when, you know, mech was being built on Viper, he did all the maths on that, like Mech Style and Broodmother. And he did one which always sticks in my mind, which was like the Sanj shot on DK. I think a Sanj back then was way more worthwhile and way more cost effective than getting a Vanguard. And I kind of feel like SNY nowadays has been such a item. It kind of surprises me we very rarely see it on Spectre. Sure, Manta Style is amazing. You do the Manta illusions with less late damage on support, you just crush them after you hold
I mean, one card went changing Yasha in my pubs.
Dire's top tower is
I'm
under
sure it's
attack.
fine.
Oh, it's horrible. It's just, yeah, like you're saying, what you just more reason why you go for Manta. You get the Desolate on the images. It also helps you dodge a lot of spells. And there's just no need to have this Ancient Yasha proc. You already have Dagger for the slow. Completely useless in my eyes, and I would rather have bottom lane.
I can't kill him. Look,
It's-
I mean, the illusion that reflect illusion is doing more damage to the Spectre than the Terrorblade is. And God, definitely working out so far. I mean, Terrorblade doesn't do enough damage. And thinking about it, actually.
don't have any burst. No?
Exactly. Exactly what I was coming. What do they do to get through this, you know, 1100 HP Spectre, who's soon gonna have a, you know, a relic, Reds, packing up even more and even more.
Honestly, I don't think it's that big. Cause right now she's still lacking a lot of movement speed.
Dire's
She doesn't
bottom
have phase
tower is
boots.
under attack.
And I think that's the biggest thing that can hurt her,
Dire's
right? You can
structures
still chase her down pretty easily if you have Razor, Static Link, Sheer plus Night Stalker, I think could be easily killing her. Have one Void, chase them down with the Iron Shell. It'll do so much damage when it's done one or two of them.
Dire's
And I don't think it'll be
bottom
enough.
tower is under attack.
But going into later stages of the game, going on, it's definitely going to be very hard to kill her.
Especially when you're looking now at Batrider, who's...
Oh, they missed the Link top lane. That's pretty big.
Look, else gets away. If you're looking at Bat, who has Blink after the next creep wave, pretty much. He's sitting at
Dire's
2,000
top
gold.
tower is
Mikasa,
under attack.
closing in on level 6 on the Spirit. And Baymao's Oracle, yeah, not looking amazing. Ports have been making space and opening things up though, and trying to give my pro a better time. We're seeing the OD actually catch up pretty nicely, you know,
Dire's
last
top
hit-wise.
tower is under attack.
He was a good 20 behind the Razor. But with Razor moving around, Ipro's okay net worth. Yamate is starting to slow down a little bit.
Dire's
The
top tower
pace
has fallen.
definitely halted here. It's gonna pick up so fast now. Trust have that blink on back.
They still haven't had. They had the one good haunt into the Terrorblade kill, so far Trust has been a good job. And we got Razor. Oh, fuck.
Oh, Yamate. There's just too much damage from Trust. Arcane Orb, Desolate from the Haunt. Roll to go with it as well as Vengeful Spirit Magic Missile. The Razor held in place, and you look down the bottom lane. Jab blinks forward onto 343, drags him back into the Firefly, but do they have the actual lockdown to kill him off? He's got the Graves. Can't TP away as the OD comes in and says good night, Dazzle. He can't stick,
Oh, he's gonna
he
get the
can't
kill
TP.
because of the OD.
Oh, Batrider gets the kill. Firefly takes him out.
Surprised, did he fairy? No. Did he get the... I'm really surprised he didn't die just because of... Maybe he
He
wanted...
had seven stick charges.
Yeah, he wanted.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright, pressure being put on the mid lane here. Fine, they did get the tower top. Did lose the Razor. There we go.
Radiant's bottom
They
tower
are
is
managing
under
to find
attack.
a lot of pressure, them rotating around all the time. So it's good play from them so far. But at the same time, they have a swap here. Yamate.
Oh, Mikasa didn't want to go for it. Say. On the front line, jab. Oh, you're up to. Reflection
Alright,
slows
yeah.
him down. They've got a lot of damage between them, but the swap back from the Venge will save up the Batrider. Looks like he'll be okay for now as they try and poke down this tier 1 at mid.
Very cautious right now.
I mean, look at Spectre. Pred's Vanguard, even tankier. They're a little bit slower on the Radiance though, as my pro all that damage output from that plasma field, but they still haven't taken the tier 1 tower. Towering, grouped up as 5, they're so desperate to get something on the board that they're just wasting time and losing out on, bot lane farm, jungle farm. And I think at this point, realize without Metamorphosis, there's no way we're taking this. Time to go back and farm.
Yeah, they really need to just go farm and get some levels.
They have Mech on Dark here now.
Well,
Committing.
Committing without Metamorphosis, that's a big thing. They also don't have Silence yet on the Night Stalker.
How much damage does Silence's Eclipse do at this point? I don't feel like it's going to be a massive amount. Maybe it could catch them off guard. It's going to be the Arcane Orb though, just Reflection. Oh, it slows them down. It's being a little bit annoying. Feimao will get dropped by the Plasma Field, and Yamate, they've dived behind tier 1.
Oh, they drained all the mana. They got a magic one.
Dire's middle tower
Bench.
is under attack.
A little bit of trouble. Not going to tick her over, right? She's okay. HP. Get out. So they get 1 kill, right, on the Oracle. And now they get the tier 1 at long last. But that took, what, 4 minutes? That took like 4 minutes or something. Just to get themselves 1 tower.
I think that's okay though, because in the end of the day, they made Spectre waste ulti, and then they didn't get hit by another Bat Rider lasso, so they didn't get constantly picked off again. And all they got that tower without Metamorphosis. With it now up, they can keep pressuring a lot more. And with Razor having drums too, they're actually hitting a very nice window. And if you think about it, Signature.Trust deep push is garbage. It's only the Bat Rider really helped. Maybe the Wave of Terror, but Bat Rider could be in trouble here.
Oh, they're all in trouble if they do get caught. Ling gets turned on by the Oracle, but you're right, that's the one they focus on. Not the Spectre. Comes the heal and debuffs from Feimao, trying to keep the bat alive. Looks he's gonna blink back into. He is dead. Over on the side, both of them drop actually, and they're gonna convert this into another tier 1. So not only do they get 2 kills, they stop Kells from farming. Him off the lane. Nothing being gained here from Trust, so laning phase went spectacularly here for Signature.Trust, but you're right, there's this window, the kind of awkward window where Ben, on the Terrorblade, is all of a sudden just crushing people.
I fear the Terrorblade mid-game.
Fear the mid lane, as Ling and Yamate, they're chasing down Mikasa. The Spirit tries to TP out, but the damage output will be good enough there from Towering. They even things up.
Putting deep wards now too. Look at this. They're putting so many. It's such good pick from them. Getting a lot of vision. Oh, this is gonna be the death Oracle? No, not yet.
Pretty sure he's dead. Ben will clear him up. 3-4-3 still has the weave, the wave, the grave, everything to throw out here, and Ben stays and stands to fight. Grave between 3-4-3 under himself. The OD still up the Night Stalker, but Yamate joins in the team fight. One final Death Slate hit in there will clear up the dazzle, but Yamate, he just wipes down, cracks the whip onto the Bat Rider, and now they want the kills. A few hits in here, 3 hits, 2 more. The Plasma Shield is not going to be enough. He just needs 1 more, but the kills can't dagger over the trees. And Team Towering, what have they done? Swinging this game around so heavily.
Well, they have the mech online. It's nighttime. You have to fear the Night Stalker. And then all of a sudden, you were talking about burst damage. They have no burst damage on their side. I mean, OD's ulti is worthless right now. Spectre has this Vanguard. It's completely useless if she doesn't get focused. She doesn't have enough movement speed in the team fights either. I mean, you just saw what Razor did, right? You just static link her up, and then she's dead. So Vanguard this game has turned out to be, sure, it was good for the nice 10 minutes of the game, but when they start running at you, you're completely useless. You need phase boots, you need to have an urn, you need drums at least so you can run away and, you know, dip and dodge during these teams. But Bat Rider, once again, triggered by this Terrorblade.
So I kind of thought that if you go for the Vanguard, you keep it at like ground boots and just try and, you know, rush a little bit faster into the Radiance. At least at this point, you'd maybe have your Relic, be able to save up and stop going through it, but the 5-man here from Towering just so strong with a defensive weave up on them. Ben has a Dragon Lance over in the stash. Dragon Lance Terrorblade, level 3 Metamorphosis, so run forward onto Micro. Takes any magic damage there. looks like she's still gonna get dropped. The Oracle will definitely die. Yamate stunned under tier 3. Jab has the lasso, but they're just losing the supports one after the other, and Yamate surges forward, looking for the kill. He's gonna get lassoed under tier 4 as that pings come out. Yamate, I mean, you're gonna get mech'd by your team, but that was
If he didn't flame break there, he was dead.
juicy, juicy kill for the entire squad, while the tier 2 is still falling to Ben.
And I mean, the
Dire's middle tower has
Esther
fallen.
still? No, Metamorphosis down. I'm very curious to see how much range this Dragon Lance has. Definitely pretty good. You want to get us. I'm kind of curious to see what he wants to go for. I think Sanjin Yasha is definitely not as good as the Manta style on Terrorblade. In this game, you really want to have a BKB still at one point. Obviously, Butterfly one thing, but I think the standard is always Yasha into Manta into Scotty. That's what you want to do at least 90% of the times, but Dragon Lance here does add up for some build up later on with the Butterfly and the Beacon.
I guess then we can assemble it back into it like you said. Now middle lane, Kells is 800 away from his relic, but he's forced back by Yamate. Phase point booster. Nothing else on the courier for him. Looks like he's heading straight into the Aghanim Scepter. Break that high ground a little bit faster, but 3-4-3 and Ice, they're waiting here up on the high ground. Scouted out by the Dar Observer Ward. We'll know what's going on. But Ben is the one who's moved up towards top lane. There's one outer tower remaining, and Trust cannot defend it. You've said that D-push is pretty
Dire's
awful.
top tower
No
is
way of
under
defending
attack.
these towers without, you know, a swap, a Batrider blink lasso. But Jab, even with the quick blink, taken him so long to get into a full staff now, sitting at 1200 gold, they don't have that
Dire's top
additional
tower is under attack.
power to
Dire's
drag
top
someone
tower
back.
has fallen.
And they're just waiting desperately for the Spectre to have the Radiance. I mean, you just have to realize how strong Dazzle actually is.
Radiant's bottom tower is
You
under
just
attack.
sometimes lose sight of how potent he can be. I think he's had like 100% kind of win rate recently. And watching the Spectre slowly die to the Razor chasing after it's pretty funny. But Dazzle just adds way too much. So much sustains for life. Like the MVP support so far for me during a lot of the games.
Oh, alright, where's the docks here? Greaves completed. Shan is ready. Ben can wander himself in here with the heal they've got. Be a massive problem for them to take it out. So, special rune. No DD or anything for the Razor. They're still a little bit afraid. Once Blink Lasso, the Firefly. Batrider's a great pit fighting hero. Aaron just gonna play it safe, continue farming, get themselves to that threshold where they think, you know, we're strong enough. Don't take high ground, because that's one of the ways that they can really fall flat. Is if they give a fight away to Trust at this point and push Spectre into that Radiance, into the secondary item after it. Sure enough, Turing, they spent the first 13 minutes of the game not having a lead at all. You know, it was neck and neck. Teams are kind of very, very even. Now they have a 10k lead. Passes. So they've definitely kind of cruised away with it. When you think about it, it's actually crazy. From 13 to 20 minutes. Over 7 minutes, they've got themselves about 12,000 net worth.
So huge, right? And they almost have all their items that they really need to have online. Manta style completed for Terrorblade. The Ags for the Night Stalker, all the vision they're going to be having. I mean,
OD has nothing. OD has Drum's Treads.
it's useless. OD is just so useless. They just have two cores that need so much farm, and they're not going to get it just because of the situation of the game. Pressured way too much, and they have zero ways to feel secure around the map to farm.
They're grouping up to farm with the Spectre. Oh man, Venge and Oracle both trying to get the kills into their Radiance a little bit faster. Taking down the Black Dragons. Firing, they're going to scout this out with a... Nope, TP Illusion goes into the pit. They'll take down Jab at bot though with the reflection into damage. That Rider's Force Staff just isn't coming. Ben is now unstoppable. The Terrorblade, who we thought was an awful pick this game, he's crushing people. Like against an OD, but then the OD never got off his feet.
I said, I think it's awful, but the way they played last game, I had to reserve my judgment. So Yeah, no. Because, like I said, they played so spectacular last game with their kind of wonky picks. And in this game, once again, they just hit their stride. And Signature.Trust kind of baited for it. And this Night Stalker took over the game. The Darkseer was very questionable, to say the least. Remember when we were like saying, what is he doing, jungling?
It all worked out. It all worked out. Now there's the
out.
Manta you were talking about on Fairblade. Yamate wanders across. Wonder who they give this to. It could be the Razor's Aghanim Scepter if you want to. If you want to dive tier 4s again, you may as well give it to your Razor. Finally, the Razor is up for the Spectre. Not going to Haunt and try and steal the Aegis. Yeah, Yamate does pick that one up. So no towers remaining on the outskirts of the map. Trying to go and take, so it's got to be stranglehold move here. Either you go and onto high ground, chin with that Metamorphosis, Terrorblade Illusions, kind of chip away at the tower a little bit. Or you do the slow steady game. Give yourself down 2 lanes at once.
Right, you need to sell your No Talisman and buy a 4-staff. Fill the bottle. There we go.
Oh, with the excellent Razor actually, we're just going to crush through this tier 3. Minus armor. Damage output. Well, the damage. Stun onto the illusions, Astral up as well. I mean, my pro is going to clear through these illusions with his orb. You've got to go and hit them. The heal comes through from the Dazzle. Tower losing HP at a drastic rate. Yamate doesn't care about taking damage. The AP stuff, he just walks himself forward, link up onto my pro, the 4 stats back. Good. But Jabba's been caught off to the side. The Batrider, oh man, buys back instantly. Yamate's healed up with the Greaves. The heal comes through. The reflection lags the entire game. Everything's freezing, but everyone's dying. The Grave! Perfect Grave onto Ben. Keeps him alive for the time to Thunder, but he doesn't get it off. Cannot heal himself through it. The Eclipse does enough. But I'm sure Ben could have got that. He could have got the Thunder off to turn that round once more. Yamate continues fighting, but Lakel's, he turns back into this. Wants to deal damage to Yamate. He's not going to be able to hit him. Yamate is going to kill everybody. Oh, Jab. 2 more hits. The Plasma Field's ready up. Yamate. Oh, dodge.
Wrecked.
There we go. Buyback from the Oracle will secure it. That's a massive fight. Fight recap is broken. Doesn't show us a freaking thing. See from the graphs though, how big that was.
What a perfect OD ulti too. Got off about 6 attacks, I want to say, before actually dropping it. And that's the perfect time too, right? 6 attacks, intelligence, not counting it on illusions. That was a really good team fight from OD, kind of saving it there, and they all grouped up. And like you said, I don't know where the meta or the Thunder came from. I didn't see it at all. I thought he could have had it up. Maybe it was just not in range.
Oh, he had no mana, did he?
He probably didn't have mana. It was either the mana or somebody was already close to dying. I sadly couldn't see enough, but yeah, all their mana was drained. They were all low HP. Very crazy, but
they got the gem, Dazzle. They go and D-ward. This is huge for Trust. They defend high ground. They get the Spectre like, what, 2,000 gold? Now has Yasha on top of Vanguard Radiance, 25 minutes. Terrorblade, are they going to go again down on this bottom lane? I guess the glyph is gone. There's no great defensive posture or stance here from Trust. But they don't have Sanity's Eclipse again.
As amazing that was, they still need about, 4 more of those. They're just so far behind. Still in the situation. It's just really good games from them.
Blink Lasso onto the Razor. Yamate's dragged back, and the damage output's pretty good here. He's not going to get healed up, but he will get graved by the Dazzle at the last second. The vacuum wall catches 3 of them, and they've got the Spectral Illusion. It lasts too long, but it's killed up enough here for them to do massive structural damage and take down this Raptor bottom lane.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
It's just really hard to fight when you don't have your Sanity Eclipse up. Really needed that huge spell once again. They needed to drop the Razor and somehow control the Dazzle without getting Grave off too. But Darkseer still made the plays. Darkseer plus too much space maker. It's really well played so far. And it's looking like it's the game. I mean, this is what happens when you're playing against Tiny, right? You have no base left. And when you play against Terror, right? No base left.
Terrorblade enough money for Skadi pretty much. This coming in. Ice has a pipe of fight. All done and done. be for Razor, these are all endgame items. These are all items which just secure you that last lane of racks, that last big fight. If we look at it, the next big team fight's coming, what, in the next 2 minutes or so? You won't have buyback on your Batrider, your Oracle. I don't even think you'll look to keep buyback on heroes like Spectre and OD because they need these big items.
Yeah, if Razor gets off the BKB and they don't hex him with saying the OD kind of needs to have one, then it's like they're gonna lose game. Batrider's gonna have to have a huge play, but at the same time, we've seen what happens. I mean, Darkster doesn't even need a freaking Blink Dagger. He just walks up to them because he knows he's not even the primary target. And then he just gets off huge wall combinations.
People who don't need Blink Daggers, Night Stalker has just bought himself a Blink. I mean, he's been a zoning hero recently. You know,
he's just gonna wreck the shit out of Oracle.
Just jump on Oracle.
Yeah, this is actually really smart. You go on the Oracle, make sure you can't pop anything. He can
Dire's
stop
top tower
smoking.
is under attack.
Nice.
Know where the Oracle is. Ling has the ulti up. Blade Illusion just chipping away here at the tier 3. Yamate could get swapped, could get lassoed up. Have people behind him though, sitting defensively. There's the BKB as well, just in time as Ling blinks forward. So slow down my pro, but the Terrorblade is poking now to the tier 3s. Swap back, tried to play defensively, but Trust, they've got nothing left in the tank. Yamate just walks back towards the racks. This, another lane taken out by Team Towering here. Even with the glyph, there's no lasso. There is a Sandy's Eclipse though. Need Towering to group up so they can throw it down. It's Ben. Thunder ready, but he's stunned, he's healed, he's kept alive. Surged forward and jab. He's slowed through with that Skadi. They kill off the Venge. The wall is dropped in a good spot. GG's call, that's it, it's done.
Games are gonna... This team is hitting so hard. 2-0 today? Really well played stuff from them. And I just like how they're just being so aggressive around the map, just getting everything done. And I mean,
it's the Yamate team.
Yeah, Yamate is definitely playing superbly. He only got picked off really once this game in a bad spot, and his team definitely backed him up this game. Did really well.